As an elderly man, pushing in his late 20s, I wanted to take a stroll down memory lane and rewatch some of my favorite classic shows, like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, That's So Raven, iCarly, and my favorite of all, Drake and Josh. There's a few classics I remember, like Helicopter, Treehouse, Foam Finger, and they'll all have their day on this channel. But the very first episode that traveled to the front of my rusty brain was Alien Invasion. I remember as a kid being pretty spooked at the final reveal. This is the episode where it appears the boys finally get their revenge on Megan. Everyone in this episode feels annoyed, and this is the tone that the episode starts out with, as Drake and Josh both explain how they each push each other's buttons. But it does not compare to the frustration caused by their little sister Megan. For only being 11, I have to say that the girl is creative. Putting kitty litter in Josh's sneakers is one thing, but signing Drake up for the Mexican army, now that's creative. She also apparently dyed Josh's underwear pink, making them pink panties. And she also gave Drake's number to 3 hobos, with one of them wanting to come over later. The boys vow to someday get their revenge. As Josh tries to do homework, like a nerd, cool guy Drake comes in and starts blasting his music. This makes Josh turn into the fun police and shut down Drake's one-man party. But the silence does not last long, as Drake whips out his magic guitar that plays without being plugged in. This enrages Josh, and he commits pencil murder. R.I.P. to the classic number 2. Homework is not a concern for Drake, as he has a note for the dreaded twisted liver disease that prevents him from reading, writing, and bathing? If only getting away with faking a doctor's note was that easy. Josh attempts to get back into flow state, but can't find his laptop, and once learning that his evil sister Megan is borrowing it, he says he's going to
I am gonna fix your wagon!
The boys head out to confront their big bad 11-year-old sister, who has a telescope that is pretty epic. This episode is from almost 20 years ago, and I don't know if this technology even exists till this day. After finding out that Megan not only has Josh's laptop, she is also using Drake's brand new leather jacket to protect the telescope from the grass. What a savage. She then uses her youngest sibling privilege to get out of using her brother's stuff, by laying down and screaming, which apparently none of the neighbors care about. This gets the boys
Whipped up, man!
And they plot their revenge. Drake's planning some Walt Disney stuff.
Oh, okay, I've got it. We freeze her. Yeah. Then we thaw her out like 300 years into the future.
But Josh decides pranking her with aliens is the way to go. Once Megan steps away from her computer, the boys put their plan in action. But then, Megan comes back. And for being a smart guy, Josh is kind of a ding-dong. I mean, what was his thought process here? And how did the trash go from here to in his mouth? The following day, it appears the boys' revenge prank is working. This makes the boys delighted, so much so that Josh makes this face. To pour salt on the wound, they now decide that they must trick Megan into thinking she's also hearing the aliens. Drake is up, and his alien is a Frenchman.
Bonjour, s'il vous plaît. Oui, merci.
At this point, I realize that Drake's funny because he's not the brightest crayon in the box, and Josh's comedy stems from his loud and over-the-top personality. I'm not sure how Megan didn't hear the French alien, Drake repeating Josh, or anything Josh said with his soundproof hand, but she's ecstatic that she is now making further contact with the extraterrestrials. And what the heck is this face? Drake and Josh never seem to get a win against Megan, so with the taste of a small victory, the boys implore their dork friend Eric to help mess with the lights. I must say that after seeing what the kids in the show can do, like control lights and use ham radios, it makes me feel like an imbecile. But the plan works out, and Megan is freaked out. We then skip to the night, and Megan is scared to be home alone. The fear of getting her face eaten off is real. The finale draws near, and Josh makes it funny.
I'm coming!
Chandler's girlfriend Janice arrives to help the boys transform into aliens. We cut to Megan being outside in the fog alone. For someone who is scared, she's pretty brave being out there alone. The smallest spaceship ever appears to have landed in between the fence and her neighbor's house. The gate bursts open, and 2 very realistic aliens appear, and Megan's first reaction is not to scream, but to hit them with the
Leave me alone!
The build up to the boys' prank is here, and they scare Megan and celebrate their victory with some sick moves. At least they think they've won. As the fog settles, they hear some real alien chatter, and then a real alien appears, chasing the trio. Josh's survival skills are very low, as he does this, then this, then this. And forget about protecting their little sister Megan, the boys are gone. The alien turns out to be a friend of Megan's, and I don't know from what point, but in a very Megan fashion, she's one step ahead of the boys. The episode concludes with a happy ending.
Sup?
We see sibling feuds throughout tons of TV shows, but none seem to be as dominant as Megan. Even as we the audience are sucked into the sibling conflict, we think the boys are finally gonna get their win, but Megan is just always one step ahead.